for Mr. Clarence White. Winter. Let's give it a round of applause, please. You're welcome, sir. This seat is specially reserved for you. Let's give him a round of applause. You're not clapping very well. Mr. Clarence, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. I'm supposed to read a bio about him, but because of our time, we want to go as quickly as possible. Everyone on this panel today, they are professionals in different sectors, community leaders. Please, when I call their names, give them a huge round of applause. The next person on my list is Nadine Neighbor. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes, please. You're not clapping very well. Clap for this young lady very well, please. Nadine, congratulations. Thank you for being here. She's an amazing lady. She is one of our panelists for today, and we're going to be tapping from a wealth of knowledge and learning a little bit more about her. How many of you know she's Nigerian? She's denying me now. She's Cameroonian, actually. Nadine is Cameroonian, and we're going to be asking her. That is why she's wearing our country's flag. She's representing Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, the next person on my list is Halima Muhammad. Halima Muhammad. She's yet to be here. She's going to be arriving pretty soon. If she comes in, we're going to bring her on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the next name was written somehow. I can't see it very well, but I'm going to try my best. Ere Akani Aboke. Is that Eve? E-R-E. Okay, Eve. Come on. Don't do that to me. Let's give Eve a round of applause. Eve, congratulations. Thank you for being here. Eve, can you give them a smile? Just give them that beautiful smile. She has a heartwarming smile. Thank you, madam, for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, the moderator. I am not going to be the moderator. They've said some precious. Don't take your seat. You've heard your voice enough. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lotun and Yodele as he comes to be the moderator for this session. Let's give him a round of applause, please. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for being here today. And the floor is going to be all yours. But please, can I ask for a huge favor? Sir, do you mind sitting 1 minute? Yes. Now, before we begin this panel discussion, there's a table to my right. You can bring everybody there to my right. Yes, sir. Ushers, bring them to my right.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ayomidot Ayodele Bamishai. I am here as a proud Nigerian Canadian. And today we are talking about multiculturalism in this up-close and personal village collaboration session. The essence of this conversation is to shine the light on where we have come from, so that there's a clear understanding of who we are, where we are now, and how our children can make their own way into the future that is in front of them. So I have a very, very solid panel. In fact, there are two beauty queens on this panel. They are free to guess who those are. And I have a seasoned gentleman of the community with them. So how will we start this? We'll start with a brief introduction. One, tell us about yourself, your own background, and what your multicultural journey has meant to you so far. They say ladies first. Or since he's the only man among the women, should we take him first?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so sir, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Clarence Winter. I've been in Calgary for about 26 years. I've been in the oil and gas industry and being retired. Making my value of giving back to the community, being one of the co-founders of the Calgary Black Chambers in Calgary, and working with Root House, establishing the first Black men shelter in Western Canada and in Calgary. And looking forward in terms of supporting our men and youth in their social and cultural challenges that our growing community faces, especially when it comes on to our newcomers. I am very delighted to be a part of this this panel and to share some of my knowledge and experience that others can understand what the value of serving a multicultural, inclusive community can generate, and we as a beautiful people can make it safe for our environment and the future of our younger generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We will take Eve next. Eve, tell us about yourself and what your journey has been like from where you were to where you are now in terms of culture and your experiences.
Beautiful. My name is Eva. I'm originally from Kenya. I arrived in Canada 12 years ago. I'm the founder of Black Champions of Canada, where we help newcomers to find their fulfilling career and to build their lives. So my biggest concern for my community is to see socio-economic development as well as now political. Beginning to become very political because I understand that politics is in everything, is part of it, and how to be involved in it to be able to shape things around us. My multiculturalism journey starts in Kenya, and I say so because we have over 40 communities in Kenya, and most of the times people just think about the Maasais, or if you know Barack Obama, you think about the Gurus, or you think about the Kikuyus. But we have over 40 communities in our country, and these communities have their own, systems and cultures, and we come together to make this one beautiful country, but at the same time we're different in one way or another. So coming to Canada, the multiculturalism of this place really truly scared me because it's something that I grew up with, and I love to see how as a community, as a country, that is built on multiculturalism, we're thriving together. Though there's so much work to be done in terms of anti-racism and stuff, but we'll still be great.
Thank you very much for that. Lady.
Hi everyone, my name is Lizzie and I'm originally from Cameroon. In Cameroon, we have over 250 ethnic groups, 250 different tribes. So that will tell you the background which I came from. I've lived in Canada for 11 years now, and it's interesting to see how moving into the workplace, working in corporate America, not to call it corporate America because Canada is in America, working in corporate America, trying to blend in without losing your authenticity. And it's a challenge, which I hope we're going to go a little bit deeper into that in the course of this conversation. But it's also been a journey for me because I'm someone that I'm very proud of my heritage, I'm very proud of who I am. I don't want anyone to change who I am. I'm not even going to change the way I speak, the accent I came with from my country. I still speak with that accent in the workplace. Am I speaking good English? Yes, so I don't have to twist my tongue for you to understand me. So, which is another reason why I like what we are doing here today, because like seeing people performing their traditional dances is creating a mindset that says that we do not have to forget where we came from. You can still be who you are and get to the top of your career. Don't let anybody threaten you to drop some certain things about yourself, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you even wear your hair, because you want to get to a certain place.
Nice. Thank you very much, Lady. Since we decided to build that, right, we're going to dive right into that matter and read the subject of having to choosing whether you conform to integrate or whether you integrate as you are. Because it's a common experience when you are from another country to come here and recite your name. So, for example, I basically have decided that my name was John, and I became John Ayodele. But somehow I decided not to do that because for me it didn't make a difference. But I have friends who their second name became their primary name because they moved here. To an extent, I am guilty of tongue twisting. My tongue isn't exactly Nigerian, it's not exactly Canadian either, because I have attempted to twist it a bit. I have not succeeded, forgive me. So that very matter, what kind of challenges have you faced in this choice that you have made to integrate while staying the same? Because I know that comes with challenges, right? You want to be part of society, but you don't want to lose your identity. What kind of challenges has that choice brought to you as a person?
In terms of the cultural influence in Alberta, my culture has been enriched by the vibrant diversity within Alberta, exchanging values, traditions, and ideas with other communities. This cultural interplay fosters mutual respect, understanding, and growth, enabling us to celebrate differences while building collective unity. These shared experiences continue shaping a multicultural inclusion identity in Alberta forward.
As far as challenges of conforming, for me, I can say that when I moved to Canada, yes, the name was such a big deal. And I remember, I actually have 4 names. And when I moved in Canada and trying to look for a job was so difficult using Eve Aboka. So I ended up using Eve Grease for me to be able to get into the workplace. And this is a real story. Like, I was applying, nobody was getting back to me. But when I used my European name, then the Eve Grease kind of got me an interview. So I played with that, but I knew at the bottom of my heart that something was missing. And it came 2017, I started using my 2 African names, Akinyi Aboka. There's some workplaces, there's some people I work with that will only know me as Akinyi or Aboka. And the reason why I did that is I realized that when you conform, when you try to change yourself so much, you lose yourself. You lose yourself because the African names that we're given, they're not just random names picked from Google. Like, my community is so systemic. They have a clear system of naming that you cannot, and some of that even have the aspects of your future, your past and present life attached to it. So imagine losing something that beautiful. So I lost it for a few years, and then I woke up one day and I said, you know what? This is Akinyi Aboka here. You want to have the best of me? Have me as a Kenyan African girl, but you're not going to have the European version of me, because that is dead.
Interesting. So maybe speak to us about your experience in corporate. Retaining your identity while integrated. Because, so I need to say this. Nadine used to be my colleague in Ernst & Young back in the day. And then she moved to PwC, and then now she's in KPMG, and she's really through the ranks, the senior manager now. So she knows corporate America, totally. So she knows what she's talking about when she's talking. So how is that process? How has that process been for you? The challenges?
First and foremost, whether we like it or not, corporate America is a very political environment, and that's the reason why a lot of people feel the need to conform, because you have to do what they do. Kind of, I haven't done that, but most people have to do that. You have to, it's not an African culture to be drinking coffee, is it? Did we grow up drinking coffee? Can somebody tell me that? We really did it. Yeah. But that's how meetings happen. Yeah, well, some parts, yeah, but not the way it's really done here. That's not what we know to have it with somebody. It's a coffee meeting, but that's how those decisions are made. Someone will tell you, oh, let's go have a coffee meeting. And maybe for you, in an African mind, it's something very informal. Because you feel like where you came from, if important decisions have to be made, there's going to be a formal meeting for such decisions to be made. And because it's really not your cause, laughing, and being yourself, and this person is looking at you and making a decision about your career. things like that happen. So for those who are really trying to conform, it's because of the pressure, because they found themselves in a place where if I don't do what these people do, if I don't speak like them, if I don't have fun in the way they have fun, we like dancing, they like golfing. If I don't have fun in the way they have fun, probably my career is not going to propel forward. But for me, I just got to a place where I was like, if it's not who I am, it's not who I am. If you give me my job, I'm going to get the job done with the utmost quality and do it right. If we go into a meeting and everybody is speaking in a certain way, because I have the ownership of and the accountability of what was given to me and I'm presenting it, I will present it with the accent that I grew up in right English. And I can tell you, nobody has ever stopped me while I'm talking to say, I didn't understand you, because they understand. You don't have to twist your tongue for somebody to understand you, especially if that's not the way you know how to talk. Just speak English. As long as you don't go into those meetings and you're speaking Igbo or Yoruba, they will understand you, right? Because I've seen situations where I go into manager meetings, someone who is trying to speak in a certain way that's not really how they speak. They laugh at that person in the back. And they'll be like, he's trying so hard to speak in a certain way, and they're really laughing at you at the back. But this is you at the front, putting in effort to do something that is really not you because you really want to conform. When you stand in your authenticity and you know your job, the important thing is to know your subject matter. People will have no choice than to respect you because of what you know, and they will understand you the way you speak. And at the end of the day, you're going to get more respect because you're standing and owning who you are, not trying to conform to how other people are, right? That's the way I see it. For those who are conforming, you can't really blame them because it's a very political environment. But there's a way around it. You can see both your authenticity.
I hear what she's saying there. I own your authenticity. Stand confidently in your natural person, your natural self. However, don't stand in your natural self with foolishness. Stand in your natural self with competence and confidence. Competence, confidence, authenticity will get you everything that you need.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. That's very eye-opening. In terms of building a community, if this is going to you, because I know your work with the Immigrant Champions of Canada has also leading that organization has allowed you to work in the community, the wider Black community, generally speaking, and of course, Calgary society in Calgary. How has your own experiences influenced how you live from a multicultural and inclusive perspective? Because as much as we have come to this culture and we don't want to lose the culture, this is still where we are. And we still have to abide by the laws of the land and connect with the people that are here in the land, irrespective of where they are from. So how do you manage that? How have you managed that experience up to now?
Times and being working as one country made it so possible for me when I realized that racism was really affecting our country. I started seeing other people as other parts of Kenyans, so it wasn't difficult for me to kind of, bring people together while also keeping my own culture. I actually love it when everybody is in their diverse, specific cultures, then we come together and create this beautiful mosaic with our diversity. And doing so can only happen if you grew up in a place that appreciates that. If you grew up in a space that goes to other people's country and you look at a cultural practice, for example, and you say, oh, this is wrong, you shouldn't be doing this, it means you do not respect culture. But because I came from a place that respected each and every practice of each and every ethnic community in my country, it became so important for me to value each and every culture that I was connected with in Canada. But with that being said, I was also very careful
to not entertain the destructive cultures. For example, racism is part of some people's culture. I will never condone that at any point in my life. That is not a culture that I'm going to promote. But when it comes to somebody telling me that, hey, look at me, I'm from Europe, we eat sauerkraut, we eat sausages, I love that, I'm going to promote that, I'm going to support that. But if you're coming to me and you're telling me that where I come from, black people have been seen as nothing and I'm going to protect that, I'm definitely going to fight you to the Thank you.
Thank you very much. Clarence, as the man that has been at this the most, right? They say that we stand, how do I put it, where I come from. They say that when a child stands, he cannot see as far as when an elder sits. That's what they say where I come from. That's the English interpretation. So I'm going to call on the elder that is sitting to tell us what does a multiculturally inclined future in Alberta look like? That's one. And two, what kind of benefits do you see to bring in to us as a people here? There's people from everywhere here right now. So what does this idea that, you know what, yes, I'm here, I'm Nigerian born, I speak Yoruba, she's Cameroonian, she has her language, you're from the islands, you know, and the reggae and, you know, all that stuff is your thing. Having all of that in such close proximity, what does that do for the future of this place that we all are in?
Well, my take on it, first of all, is that our community faces unique challenges, including underrepresentation, systemic inequality, and lack of culturally inclusive policies. Through advocacy, mentorship, and partnerships, I address these issues by promoting diversity and inclusiveness, supporting vulnerable groups, and pushing for policy changes that reflects multicultural values. Our efforts aim to empower individuals and foster an inclusive, thriving community.
So that future is an inclusive, thriving community. That's where you see us going.
That is correct. The significance of our community to overcome adversity by becoming together during pandemic, providing essential resources and the strategies we need is an effective strategy in fostering an understanding amongst diverse groups in Alberta, include implementing multicultural education in schools, promoting community dialogues and cultural exchanges, supporting inclusive policies and creating spaces for collaboration between diverse cultural organizations. These approaches enhance mutual respect, reduce prejudice, and build stronger, more cohesive communities across our province.
Thank you very much, sir. So I'm going to ask another question, and I'm going to ask all of you to speak to this. Now, bearing in mind that we're not from different places, different experiences from there, different experiences here, how do shared support systems help us? Creating shared support systems that allow us, because we are all part of different community organizations, but all of them have one common thrust: creating an inclusive, all-embracing society. And that means that we are all sharing resources and sharing capacity to make this happen. So how does creating shared support systems take us closer to this future that Clarence has talked about?
Well, for me, in looking at the way of identifying this is more community collaboration and conversation, reducing the fear of being a good listener, listening to the members of the community, and really having trustworthy conversation of honesty of ourselves that we can look at the policymakers to really give them a vision of identifying what we need to put in place to be of value for all the organizations that needs this support collaboratively, that we can get the result to build a better and safe community that we have in Alberta.
Thank you. From a social development perspective, shared systems, support system kind of helps us understand what specific communities need. And I'm going to use an example. I'm a board member of the Hands 15 Hearts. This is an organization that is helping the parenting journey for our Black people in the community. And what I've learned in the sessions that I've been in that organization is that the approach we take as African people when somebody is pregnant, when they deliver, or even after delivery, we might think that it looks the same, but it's actually different across the board, from one part of African country to the other. Like I learned that in Nigeria, they have to, massage the baby with palm oil and all that. And as I learned about that, I felt that is so beautiful. And if it's something that is happening back at home, it should be embraced here, because looking at the Nigerians looking from Nigeria, and they're here and they're shining, their strength and their power, it means that something was done right when they were born. So shared system helps us understand what specific community needs are, and it can help us also to be able to advocate even at government levels, to remind the government that this has to happen because we want to, rather than when we're working in our own silos. And I don't know what happens in Cameroon, I don't know what happens in Jamaica, I don't know what happens in Togo. It's very important that we get to know what happens at various grassroots levels for each organization so we can plan.
Thank you very much, Lady. You want to talk about shared support systems, how they will help us get to that vision?
Yeah, when you're going through something, the way you approach that thing, the mindset you used to approach the issue, if you feel like you're the only one going through it, it's different from the mindset that you used to approach that issue. If you feel like there's A and B and C and D who have gone through this, and I can go talk to them and get their perspective, and it's going to help me navigate this difficult time. That's the way I've personally used shared support systems. I also know that there are limitations that come with, okay, if I go share my story with someone, even if I'm sharing with them in confidentiality, they might tell another person who can tell, and they might get into the wrong ears. There's all of that. But be mindful of who you go to share stories with. But when I'm looking at shared support systems, I'm looking at organizations like this, or a church that you go to. Just about 7 weeks ago, I was going through a serious issue at work. And it put me into depression when I wasn't talking to anybody, because I felt like I was the only one who had ever gone through something like that. And so every morning I woke up with, why have I been so victimized? Why did they silo me out? Why me? And just the questions of why me was taking me into a deeper depression hole. Then I went to church, I went to the career group, another form of shared support system, and then I decided to start talking to a couple of people, and within 30 minutes, about 4 people said, oh, they put me through the same thing, they put me through the same thing, they put me through the same thing. Just knowing that a couple of other people had gone through that, it was able to get me out of the mindset of I was singularly being victimized. And then I was able to see it like, okay, no, this is not me, this is a systemic issue. What can we as a community do about this? So when I was able to get out of the face of this is just me and see a bigger picture, I was able to get out of the victim mentality and get to a space of, okay, it's not just me. So at least I have some comfort that I didn't do anything terrible to be treated like this. There's 15 happen again. So just using a shared support system in the interim can help you get the right perspective and put you in the right mindset, which will help to approach the issue. So I'm sharing this from a personal level because first and foremost, we're personal individuals and we go through challenges every day. Don't be afraid to use the systems around you, because when they help you put things into perspective, as a community, we can take the right approach and the right strategy to eliminate some of these systemic barriers that we are seriously facing. They are only transformed from one form to the other, but they are still there. But together we'll get through it.
Thank you very much for choosing to share like a personal story. I think I want to wrap this up by saying that our experiences are the tapestry that determine where we end up. We go through these things, we process them, we make decisions, we take action, and they drive where we're going to end up. So it becomes important, first things first, that we address the mindset from which we are making decisions. I like what Nadine's story says in particular. Being in that position, feeling like I am alone. I'm going through this all by myself. Created a downward spiral that made it difficult to get into a mindset to solve the situation. Whereas just being aware that 3-4 other people were going through this exact same thing created a solution. No new solution, just herself thinking it through. So in the face of all of our experiences, all of our challenges, how we think through things remains critical. And how we interact as a people, how we share knowledge, how we share information, how we support one another, it's all very critical. And I want to thank all these amazing, beautiful people that have helped to make this happen today. Thank you very much. MC.
Can we give them a round of applause, please? Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the Executive Director, Mrs. Thorberg Olotu, to please join the panel on stage. Let's give her a round of applause, please. We're rounding up, but we want to take 2 questions from the audience. Sometimes they just be speaking this big grammar and they are not getting through to you. If you have a question, please raise your hand. You have a question? Yes, ma'am. One more, because of our time. We need 2 questions. But I wrote this down. He said, competence, confidence, and authenticity. Who said that? Who? Excellent. Because sometimes we go for meetings like this and we really don't pay attention. Sir, the question I want to ask is a personal question. Yes, sir. Good. When I finish, we have the final question. Let my question not lead to your question. Only the 2 of us. I want to share a personal experience. So I got hired as the regional health and safety manager of my company, and I was being taken around to be introduced at different branches of my company. And one of the things I was hearing is, where is the regional? Where is the regional? And I was standing right there. Right? And I'm one of those people that if I walk into any room, if it is 10,000 people, don't even tell me what to say. Give me a microphone, I will have something to say. So I knew I had the content. Right? I have a diploma, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and several other certifications. Now, naturally, you will get offended, right? What do you do in such a case? Because the next thing you're going to hear is, oh, they are aggressive. How do you manage that? Do you understand? These are real life issues. How do you manage that, sir?
So my go-to in corporate is never be aggressive. This is me. Other people have other solutions. But my go-to is this. If I am being primed towards aggression, either by somebody's ignoring me or somebody's referring me to me in a manner that suggests I am being diminished,
I do not make any effort to establish myself. What I do is simple. What is the matter on ground? What is my place in that matter? And I give all of my competence to it. So if I'm supposed to be the person driving the conversation and they are asking for the person driving the conversation, then I will drive the conversation and establish myself as the dominant in the room. If I'm supposed to be a technical subject matter expert and the person driving the conversation says, hey, by the way, these are the problems that we envisage carrying out this project. What kind of solutions do we have in the room? Then I will bring out my technical expertise and speak to that technical competence. But aggression will not be found in me in corporate, period. That's my own solution.
Excellent. Yes, sir. So while he's speaking, I want to appeal to you. This is one of the major reasons why we are here. So if you're not a server, I know you're getting dinner ready, but every one of us here, we have food in our house, true or false. So please sit down and let's learn to get better. Yes, sir. Last question before we round up.
Okay, my name is Wali Balajobi. I have a question, I have a comment. Good panel, by the way. Some of what I'm going to say will hopefully be beneficial to a lot of people here. Some of us have been here much longer than a lot of you. Personally, I've been here for 43 years. So, some of what you're saying, I was kind of amused because some of us here had to go and line up and fight Shell, downtown Calgary, because they were not hiring us. I don't know whether you ever heard that. Yes. So when I look at all of you today, and you're all getting jobs and you're talking about competence and all that, they didn't care then. You just don't get a job, it's not meant for black people. Simple. Okay? It's not a brag, it's just begin to let people know. The first black guy, the other project manager in Alberta, standing in front of you. It was not easy. I left the bank as a regional manager 21 years ago. Now, those are my comments. All these questions you're raising are very good. This question, very, very important. It's for our kids, right here. I have colleagues who are born here. Some of them came here young. They are black. They have foreign names. Peter Cresswell speaks like a Canadian, doesn't have an accent. Sells products, technology products, deals with CEOs. They talk, they like what he has to say, and they say, we got a deal. And then we got to meet to sign, and then they say, black guy show up. The story changes. That is the story of our kids. Okay? So I think what I'm asking you is I want you to propound answers to situations like that so that people can learn. So, we have accents. And a lot of what you said is absolutely true. In fact, I'll tell you this. When I joined the bank, and I was rising through the ranks, nobody knew my name. How do you say your name? How do you say Wali Balajobi? When I became a bank manager, everybody knew my name. Yes. Everybody knew how to say it, I didn't have to teach them. So you need to gain competence, capability, and authenticity. Everybody will seek you out. So we all get that. But there are cases where they have all that, but they can't see them, they don't speak like them, and they speak like them. But yet, when it's time to see face to face, story changes. How do you deal with that? Thanks.
Just 30 seconds, because I have been told by the organizers that we need to round up. Yes, ma'am.
This is important. This is important and we need to address it.
This is me. Thank you so much, sir, for that question. I also want to put the answer, so I don't have an answer. I don't think others will have an answer to me. I just want to add, remember I said that when I was saying, I said things have not changed, things have fully transformed. Before, it us, they will not employ people that look like us. Now, they employ people that look like us. You see people coming from Nigeria, Cameroon, they were directors. You call the employees as a senior associate, and then they stifle your promotion. Not because you're not qualified, but because they want to keep you there on the execution level because you really know, so that you execute for them. This is what slavery is right now. They hold you down at the execution level, and then you see yourself sitting on the execution level with about 15, 20 years of experience. And then they left university 2 years ago, and you're reporting to them, they know nothing. You are executing and giving them the PowerPoint to go sit in the meetings and make the decisions with things that have been done from all of your own technical competence. That is what the mystery has transformed into. And I want to know the solution to that because it is very painful.
Yes.
And if you try to speak up in the workplace, they call you aggressive. If they do things to you, it's as subtle as they want to set up a meeting. They look at availability of every other person's calendar and they override yours. They expect you to move other meetings around and attend the meeting, but they check the availability of every other person's calendar. Subtle things like that. And I thought I'm the only one seeing it. Like, they employ the black people to say, oh, postcard, we are diversified. But inside, we all know the version the slavery has taken.
Exactly.
When is this going to stop?
Yes. One more. Yes, sir. 30
I
seconds.
just want to expand on this in terms of experience, understanding, and listening to emotions. I have been through the corporate system and I have endured these adversities, realizing my competency and the clients who I serve is of value to my service. When we as black people realize that we have these competencies of ourselves, we need to collaborate and do more joint venture projects or collaboration as black communities to enrich ourselves of those values, to eliminate and overcome these adversities that the corporate system engages in. Thank you.
Yes, 30 seconds.
Okay, I just wanted to add that when it comes to being targeted at the workplace, it's very important that we know how to advocate for ourselves. And advocacy, in my perspective, is not going out there and start fighting. You can experience something, but then find somebody within the community, find a lawyer, find a diversity and inclusion advocate. That is the work that I do. Share with them what has just happened in the workplace before you can go and address it personally. They'll give you skills and tips to be able to mend things and not make things worse.
Speak up. Yes, 30 seconds as we round up. 30 seconds, sir. No, she will be
If there are some lawyers that tell you that you know win this fight. I've spoken to a lawyer before and they told me I've taken these organizations to court so many times. I did not win. And I'm speaking from a perspective where I've been the Black Professional Network leader in billion-dollar companies. And every week I see a black professional resign. And when I sit down to talk to them and I'm like, why are you leaving? The exact same complaint.
Excellent. Yes.
I go to leadership and I say, this is what is happening. They tell me I'm making noise. And this is, and I'm not going with aggression. And I'm like, all these people who left, they left for these reasons. Do something about it. They don't do anything about it. But you know, if you want to look at diversity from the perspective of, does this company have black people? Of course, they have black people. Are they getting the right opportunities? Are they even employed at the right level? Are they even being progressed through the ranks the same way others are being progressed through the ranks? No, that is what it has transformed. This is what we are experiencing now. It's not that they won't employ you. They'll bring you in because they know you need a job. But when you come in, all of your self-worth, your respect, your everything is mashed to the ground.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Yes. No. 30 seconds, sir.
So I will say only one thing. The answer to power is power.
Exactly.
So as long as we do not have economic power or political power, we cannot make a difference.
Thank you.
So every business owner, every entrepreneur, every one of us, either you can vote or you are going to be able to vote. That is our power, and that is how we must channel it and use it to our advantage.
Give me a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the executive director is going to thank them and we'll go for dinner. Yes, ma'am.
What a day. Thank you, everyone. Please, once again, let me appreciate this.
Come on, guys.
There is no way we can pay them for their time. Please appreciate them. You can all see that this work is just getting started.
Yes.
There is still a lot to be done. Today we stand on the shoulders of someone like my uncle here who had to march to fight for us. Now it is our responsibility to look out for one another. When you get that position, look out for your sister, look out for your brother. When you are there, let's be advocates for one another. This work is just getting started. This fight continues. None of us have the answer. We don't know what is going to happen. We don't know how we're going to fight through, but we are going to continue to look out for one another. We are going to look out for our children. You are going to look out for my son. I'm going to look out for your daughter. When that resume comes to your table, please take a look. Do something. Let's continue to make it a village. Because what? It takes a village, and that's why we are here. Thank you so much for being a part of us. We are just getting started. The future is bright. Thank you.
Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Come on. Powerful. This is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask this table to go for dinner? Everybody here, please go straight. Yes. Then the next table is going to go. Please, let's follow the order for decorum's sake. We have everything. Young man, go. We don't have time. I'm sorry. Now listen.